This video, I'm going to talk about something that every e-commerce brand deal with. That's retargeting. Now, most of the brands run Facebook and Instagram ads to bring back the customer who didn't buy from them after seeing their main ad. But what if I told you email can do the same job, cost way less, and convert better? In this video, I'm going to compare Facebook retargeting with email retargeting. We'll look at each one of how actually it works, real cost behind them, and which can actually drive more profit into your business. So before starting this video, I'll just like to show you how retargeting actually works. So you have your source of like traffic that is coming into your website. That might be Facebook ad or Google ad. So you basically run like ad onto these platforms, and there are your ad viewers, right? So after people see your ad, they basically click on your ad and then they are directed towards your website. So for example, let's say your visitors are basically like 100. So what these 100 people will do is they will go into your website, and four out of those 100, like four might buy. That's great. You have 4% conversion. But what about those other 96% people like who didn't bought, but they took the effort to go into your website, like browse or go into the checkout and didn't purchase. So what retargeting helps us to do is we can again remarket them through, like Facebook retargeting or email retargeting. So here what we'll do is we'll retarget those non-buyers through these channels, right? So first, let me explain like how Facebook ad retargeting works. Then I will go into the emails. So Facebook ad retargeting is basically like a way where you can show the people who have already interacted with your brand but didn't buy yet. Let's say someone visits your website, adds product to their cart and leaves without like checking out. Then Facebook basically allows you to remarket them with your another like marketing campaign or creative on their platform like Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, or any other Meta platform, right? So how it basically works is you install the Meta pixel on your site. That pixel tracks people who visits and like views your page, and then you can create a custom audience based on that behavior, like who viewed or abandoned the cart, and then you can basically run the ads to those people, right? This works because like once people are already like familiar with your brand, they took the effort to go into your website, and when you are remarketing them again, then they know like this is the brand, and if they have the intention of buying, they will buy your brand. So that's like why like Facebook retargeting basically works. Now about like email retargeting, it is similar to the Facebook ad, but here instead of showing the ad, you basically send automated email based on the action that they did on your site. So email retargeting in email retargeting, you can basically tailor your messaging according to the journey the customer is in. So how it basically works is you can basically collect non-buyers email that can be by pop-up form, checkout, or through like your newsletters. And in platform like Klaviyo and like this, the MailChimp basically tracks the actions that like the customers have been, that the visitors have been doing on the site, and based on what they are doing or like they're abandoning, you can send like targeted emails to them. And these email basically straight go into the inbox, and you don't need to spend anything on ads. You are just spending on like the email platform like Klaviyo. So here's like chart that I basically shown like of different like journey that a customer goes through. So email retargeting is mostly effective on the trust building part. It is also effective for like the retention part, but let me just explain on retention on the trust building part. So here like somebody will visit your website from the ads, and they will sign up to your list, and they will become your new subscribers. So after they become your new subscribers, they might go into like some products like jacket, and they might just abandon it, right? And just view the product, and they will just see like, yeah, like it's great, but they won't purchase. So what email retargeting allows you to do is you can send the email to their inbox basically featuring the same product, and it is highly personalized, highly relevant, and there is high chances like of getting the sales, as people will really get the product like the marketing campaign in their inbox directly. So let me just like compare between both email retargeting and Facebook retargeting with different feature. So talking about cost, in email retargeting, it literally costs like few cents to send an email. If you are doing in a last in, like some emails might even be for free. And here you are basically paying for, like the email service provider like Klaviyo, MailChimp. On the Facebook retargeting, on the other hand, the cost is significantly higher. You are paying for cost per impressions, you are paying for, like clicks, you are paying from creatives. And if you have like a media buying team, you are paying for them too. In terms of ROI, like email retargeting gives you a significant higher ROI than Facebook retargeting, as like it ensures there's like personalization. The messaging is highly relevant as you are targeting to the recipient based on their journey. Facebook retargeting, the ROI is comparatively high, like less compared to like with these warm email flows. Audience targeting, you basically like required to capture like emails from pop-up forms, like checkout. On Facebook like retargeting, you can basically like retarget anonymous visitors, right? And personalization in email, like it is highly personalized. You can personalize based on name, product, like behavior, what they have done on site. On Facebook retargeting, it really offers like limited personalization. Control, on email retargeting, you have full control over messaging and timing. On Facebook retargeting, it highly depends upon like the meta ad algorithm. And delivery, on email retargeting, you are basically directly reaching out on the inbox of the subscribers. On the Facebook, you are basically like reaching out on the social feed, like stories and messenger, where there is like a lot of distraction. Ongoing cost, like there's no extra cost to retarget again from the email, as you once have their like email information. You can retarget them as much as you like, unless they unsubscribe or opt out of your email list. On Facebook retargeting, you have to pay like continuously for the impressions and the clicks. Scalability, email is like good for scalability, because if you have like more like email subscribers onto your database. But on Facebook retargeting, like if you spend more, you can like scale, but it is like highly expensive. And Facebook ad is really great for like basically reaching out to the cold audience. Now let's talk about which one is more profitable. From what I've seen, working with over 40 plus brands, email usually crushes Facebook ad when it comes to conversion rate and cost per conversion, especially for the people who have already visited your website. Because once people visit your website and you have their email, you can retarget them as much as possible through like email flows and then the campaigns. You're not starting out cold, you are just reminding them, and it's significantly cheaper than Facebook ad. You can reduce like the cost for your business, which will make more profit. If you spend onto the Facebook ad, like your profitability will decrease. But if you spend on like email for retargeting, your sales will increase as well as your profit, because your cost for marketing them is significantly less. And Facebook ad is like great for like bringing in the new traffic into the website. But for retargeting, you have to lean into the emails, because it gives you significantly higher margins, and it also builds a long-term relationship with the customer that you can't do on like the Facebook ad, right? So now let me just give you an overview of like how basically like Facebook retargeting works in more like deep, and that will like make more sense like on how you can utilize this for your business. So there's like non-buyers, you collect their emails. So how you can collect their emails is basically through the pop-up form. In our agency, we normally like have different pop-up form for both mobile as well as desktop to get more signups. So you can see over here, like you give out the offer, you collect the emails. And next is basically through the existing customer database that you can collect. And another thing is also you can collect through like the checkout forms, right? So once you have like collected the emails from these like non-buyer sessions, your email profile will look somewhat like this. And then you can target like your email automations and then the campaigns. So let's talk about like the email automation, right? So there are basically two parts of email automation, that is acquisition part and then the retention part. So acquisition part is mostly like relevant to the sessions that haven't like basically purchased from you. So they are non-customers who are gonna be your first time customer. So here what we do is like we have a flow setup known as welcome flow. So whenever somebody signs up to this offer, they will get a series of like emails in this flow, right? And then is the abandoned flows. So on the abandoned flow, there are like four type of flows we set up for our clients. That's site abandoned, browse abandonment, checkout. So if somebody is just like visiting your website and doesn't browses anything or doesn't add anything to the cart, they just come into your website, leave, then we send out a site abandonment email. On site abandonment email, we like feature different kind of products, different type of collection. Visitors are not aware about what product we basically sell. So in this email, we basically highlight all the collection, all the products that we have. On the browse, if somebody like just views a jacket and leaves without adding it to the cart or the checkout, then they will get an email specifically highlighting that jacket along with offers to their inbox, right? So if somebody is just like viewing the jacket and goes to the competitors like website to check out their jacket too, and if you are reaching out on their inbox telling like here is the jacket you recently abandoned and here is the offer, then there's significantly higher chance that you will get the conversion. And also like it will help you get ahead of your competitors. Cart abandonment and checkout abandonment are similar. If somebody views the product and if they add to the cart and if they leave your website without going into the checkout, then they will get the specific product that you have highlighted on their cart in their inbox. On the checkout, it's similar. If they like proceed from the cart to the checkout and if they didn't complete out the payment, then they will get the product that's basically onto the checkout, onto the inboxes. And these like abandoned email flows have multiple like email sequence. So you are not just sending out one email, right? You are like following up with them after like 1-2 days, like 3 days, as much as you want. Normally, I will like suggest you to like reach out to them like from 3 flows to 8 flows, but it highly depends upon like what level your brand is basically in. Next is like retention phase. So retention phase is basically convert like first time customers into second time, third time customers. So this is highly relevant to increase like your average order value and customer lifetime value. So here, like once the customer like becomes like our first time customer, then we basically have like multiple like post purchase flow, like new customer, repeat customer, where we send out various type of email flows like thank you, review, upsell, cross sell, VIP flows to like basically upsell them different type of bundles to increase our sales, right? For example, if they are purchasing the jacket, then we can upsell them like hoodies or pants like similar to that, which like is highly advertised, highly like relevant to the buyer that recently purchased the product. So there's high chance you will get the sales. Now like the next part of the email marketing is basically sending out strategic like email campaigns. So here whatever like database that you have collected through the pop-ups to the checkout and your existing like customer base, you can basically like send out different type of like one-time email to them to generate more sales, right? Some campaigns like you have different type of campaigns like sales based, content based emails that you can send like according to the customers. For example, if they have never purchased from you, then you can send like offer emails that will encourage them for purchasing. And this doesn't cost you like extra money like Facebook ads where you have to spend more to like get basically reach out to them. You can simply like use softwares like Klaviyo, Mailchimp, and simply market them over. Yeah, this is how like email retargeting can be more profitable for your business rather than Facebook retargeting. It's cheap, it like significantly like lowers your like marketing cost, and it ensures like higher ROI. So if you're like not doing email retargeting, you are surely missing out a lot for your business. And if you want help with this, like I run an email marketing agency known as Vista Mails. We have helped like over 40 plus brands with like their emails. You can see some of our client testimonials over here. We have generated over like $5 million for our clients till now. And you can see like more results, like our designs on our website too, www.thevistamels.com. And you can also come over here, book a call with me on our website, or you can also find the link in the description. Thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate it.